The Great Exodus. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck of the ESS Hope, her eyes fixed on the blue marble that had been humanity's cradle for millions of years. Earth's oceans still gleamed in the sunlight, but the swirling purple anomaly approaching from deep space cast an ominous shadow over their home world. They had named it the Void Storm, a massive quantum disturbance that defied the laws of physics and devoured everything in its path. "Final evacuation numbers are in, Commander," reported Lieutenant Marcus Rivera, his tablet displaying columns of data that represented the last census of humanity. "We have 2.3 billion souls distributed across the Exodus fleet. That's everyone we could save." Sarah's jaw tightened. They had spent the last 5 years building the largest fleet in human history, converting every space station, mining facility, and orbital platform into massive colony ships. But it hadn't been enough to save everyone. The remaining 4 billion had chosen to stay behind, either unable or unwilling to leave their home. "Status of the quantum drives?" she asked, pushing aside the weight of those left behind. The living needed her now. "All ships report ready. The calculations for the dimensional slip have been triple-checked. We'll emerge in the Andromeda Galaxy in approximately 200 years, accounting for time dilation." The Void Storm had given humanity one gift: the understanding of quantum physics necessary to achieve faster-than-light travel. The knowledge had come at a terrible price, extracted from the ruins of research stations consumed by the anomaly's edge. But it had given them a chance at survival. "Signal from Earth Command," Commander called out Communications Officer Zhang. "President Rodriguez is ready to address the fleet." The holographic display flickered to life, showing the tired but determined face of Earth's last president. "People of Earth," she began, her voice carrying to every ship in the fleet, "today we embark on humanity's greatest journey. We leave behind our cradle, but we carry with us something far more precious: the indomitable spirit of our species." Sarah watched as crew members wiped away tears. The president continued, "To those staying behind, your sacrifice will never be forgotten. To those making the journey, carry with you the best of what humanity represents: our creativity, our resilience, our determination to survive against all odds." The Void Storm's edge was now visible to the naked eye, a writhing wall of purple energy that consumed light itself. They had delayed as long as possible, but they could wait no longer. "Commander Chen," the president's voice became personal, "the authority of Earth's united governments now passes to you and the Exodus Council. Lead them well. Lead them home." Sarah straightened, feeling the weight of history on her shoulders. "Thank you, Madam President. We will not fail." The transmission ended, leaving only static. Sarah took a deep breath and opened the fleet-wide channel. "This is Commander Chen. All ships, initiate quantum drive sequence. Navigation, transmit final coordinates." Throughout the fleet, massive engines hummed to life. The quantum drives, humanity's last great invention on Earth, began their carefully choreographed sequence. They would tear holes in space-time, allowing the ships to slip between dimensions and emerge in another galaxy. "Quantum field stability at 100%, reported Science Officer Dr. Puddle. "Dimensional barriers thinning. We're ready, Commander." Sarah took one last look at Earth, committing every detail to memory. The continents she had memorized as a child, the swirling cloud patterns, the Terminator line between day and night. Even the approaching Void Storm had its own terrible beauty. "All ships, on my mark," she commanded, her voice steady despite the emotion threatening to break through. 3, 2, 1. Initiate jump. Reality itself seemed to bend as the quantum drives engaged. Space folded around the fleet like origami in the hands of a master, creating tunnels through dimensions humans had only theorized about until now. The last thing Sarah saw before the jump completed was the Void Storm reaching Earth, its purple tendrils beginning to wrap around their homeworld. Then everything went white. When her vision cleared, Earth's sun was gone, replaced by the distant smear of the Milky Way. Ahead lay nothing but unknown stars and the promise of a future. The quantum drives powered down, leaving the fleet floating in the void between galaxies. All ships reporting successful jump. Marcus announced, relief evident in his voice. Cryogenic systems engaging. We're on course for Andromeda. Sarah nodded, watching as the crew prepared for their long sleep. They had done it. They had saved what they could of humanity and given their species a chance to survive. But as the cryogenic systems began their startup sequence, she couldn't help but wonder what kind of galaxy they would wake up to, and if humanity would find its place among the stars. As the cold of cryosleep began to take her, Sarah whispered a promise to those left behind. We'll return. No matter how long it takes, we'll find a way back home. The lights dimmed across the fleet as billions entered their long sleep, carrying with them the hopes, dreams, and genetic legacy of Earth. Humanity's greatest journey had begun, and the universe would never be the same. Among strange stars, the awakening came gradually, consciousness returning like waves lapping at a shore. Commander Sarah Chen's eyes fluttered open to the soft blue light of the revival chamber. 200 years had passed in what felt like moments to her frozen mind. Vital signs stable, announced the medical eye. Cognitive functions normal. Welcome back, Commander. Sarah's muscles protested as she sat up, her body adjusting to movement after centuries of stillness. Through the chamber's window, she could see medical teams attending to other awakening crew members. The revival process had begun. Status report, she managed, her voice rough from disuse. Fleet integrity at 98.9%, responded the ship's eye. We lost contact with 12 ships during transit. Current location is approximately 300 light-years from the Andromeda galaxy's outer rim. However, Commander, there's something you need to see. The observation deck's screens flickered to life, showing a sight that made Sarah's breath catch. Massive structures floated in the void around them, gleaming installations that could only be artificial in origin. They weren't alone in this part of space. First contact protocols are already being violated, reported Lieutenant Rivera, who had just arrived on the bridge. We're picking up transmissions from at least 3 different species. They've noticed us. Before Sarah could respond, a new signal cut through their communications. The universal translators worked overtime, converting alien language patterns into something comprehensible. Unidentified fleet, you have entered restricted space. Identify yourselves or face immediate defensive action. The voice was artificially smooth, suggesting an advanced translation system on the other end. Sarah straightened her uniform and activated the external communications array. This is Commander Sarah Chen of the Earth Exodus Fleet. We are refugees seeking habitable worlds. We come in peace. There was a long pause before the response came. Earth, unknown origin point. Refugee status. Problematic. Stand by for inspection. Any hostile action will be met with overwhelming force. Through the viewport, Sarah watched as sleek vessels emerged from the nearby installations. They moved with an impossible grace, suggesting propulsion technology far beyond humanity's understanding. Multiple ships approaching, reported Tactical Officer Carrie Pottle. Energy readings are off the charts. Their weapons could vaporize us before our shields even registered the attack. Sarah kept her voice calm despite the tension. Stand down, weapons. All ships maintain current positions. Let's not start humanity's new chapter with a fight we can't win. The alien vessels surrounded the fleet, their scanning beams cutting through shields as if they weren't there. Sarah could feel the fear and anticipation rippling through her crew. Everything they had prepared for was being rewritten by the reality of advanced alien civilizations. Scans complete, the alien voice returned. Biological profile logged. Population count. Concerning. Strategic threat assessment. Significant. The Council must be informed. We seek only survival, Sarah responded. Our world was lost to a quantum anomaly. We're looking for a new home, nothing more. Another pause, longer this time. Your situation is unprecedented. The Galactic Council has protocols for refugee species, but none accounting for such numbers. Stand by for diplomatic contact. Hours passed as more alien ships arrived. Sarah used the time to coordinate with the other fleet captains and begin the careful process of reviving their billions of passengers. The medical AIs worked tirelessly, bringing humanity back to consciousness in carefully managed waves. Finally, a new voice joined the communication channel. This one carried authority that transcended the artificial translation. I am High Commissioner Zixtal of the Galactic Council. Your arrival presents us with an unusual situation. Never has a species arrived in such numbers, with such advanced quantum technology, yet claiming refugee status. Sarah chose her words carefully. We developed our quantum drives out of desperate necessity. Our only goal is finding a new home for our people. A noble goal, Zixtal responded, but one that carries significant complications. The habitable worlds in this sector are already claimed or protected. However, there may be an opportunity of mutual benefit. We're listening, Sarah said, sensing a pivot point in humanity's future. The Outer Rim worlds are contested space. Pirates, outcasts, and rebel factions make colonization difficult for civilized species. Your people are numerous, technologically capable, and motivated. We propose a deal. Help us secure the Outer Rim, and in return, you may claim suitable worlds for colonization. Sarah looked at her officers, seeing the same mix of hope and wariness she felt. You're suggesting we become a buffer state. I am suggesting a mutually beneficial arrangement. You need homes. We need stability. The choice, Commander Chen, is yours. Sarah thought of the billions of lives depending on her decision. They needed planets to call their own. But more than that, they needed a future. We accept with conditions. We maintain autonomy over our internal affairs, and we require technical assistance for rapid colonization. Acceptable, Zixtal replied. Welcome to Galactic Society, humans of Earth. May your species prove as adaptable as our preliminary assessments suggest. You will need to be. As the communication ended, Sarah turned to her crew. Send word through the fleet. Wake up our engineers, scientists, and colonial administration first. We have work to do. Lieutenant Rivera managed a smile. Not exactly the empty galaxy we planned for. No, Sarah agreed, watching the alien ships maneuver around their fleet. But maybe that's for the better. Humanity didn't just survive the journey. We've arrived at exactly the right moment. The galaxy needs us, even if it doesn't know it yet. Outside the viewport, the strange stars of Andromeda twinkled with new promise. Humanity's next chapter was beginning, and if Sarah's instincts were right, it would be even more remarkable than their last. The rising storm. 5 years into humanity's colonization of the Outer Rim, the signs of trouble were impossible to ignore. Sarah Chen, now governor of the Human Confederation's primary colony world Nova Terra, stood before a holographic display showing the latest territorial disputes. They're testing our borders again, reported Admiral Rivera, his hologram flickering slightly across the vast distance between our colonies. The Vex Theory merchants are actually military scouts. They're probing our defenses, trying to find weaknesses. Sarah studied the map, noting the patterns of incursion. The Vex Theory, one of the Galactic Council's dominant species, had initially supported humanity's settlement of the Outer Rim. But that was before humans had accomplished in 5 years what other species took centuries to achieve. Show me the latest development figures, she requested. The display shifted, revealing statistics that told a remarkable story. Human colonies now dotted 27 worlds across the rim. Their population had grown to 2.8 billion, their adaptation to alien environments accelerated by genetic engineering techniques developed during their long journey. But it was their technological advancement that truly worried the galactic powers. Humanity had taken the technical assistance offered by the Council and revolutionized it, combining it with their quantum drive technology in ways that made their benefactors increasingly nervous. The council has called an emergency session, Sarah announced to her advisors. They're concerned about our latest breakthrough. Dr. Elena Santos, head of the Human Science Division, stepped forward. The quantum neural network. We've done nothing wrong. They gave us access to their communications technology. We simply improved it. Improved it. Admiral Rivera laughed. Elena, we've created a system that can process and transmit data instantly across thousands of light years. We've made their subspace communications obsolete overnight. Sarah raised her hand for silence as a priority alert flashed across her display. The Vex Theory are making their move. They're proposing new security protocols for the Outer Rim. If passed, these would give them authority to establish military bases throughout our territory. They want to contain us, Dr. Santos said quietly. They're afraid of how quickly we're advancing. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity had survived the loss of Earth and a 200-year journey through space, only to face a new threat to their existence. Options? Sarah asked, looking at her advisors. Admiral Rivera spoke first. Militarily, we're outnumbered and outgunned, but our ships are faster, more maneuverable. Our quantum technology gives us advantages they don't expect. Diplomatically, added Ambassador Chen Lai, we have allies among the younger races. They see our rise as inspiration. The Orcs and Kilari have already expressed support for our independence. Dr. Santos activated her own display. There's another factor. Our research into the quantum realm hasn't just given us better communications and drives. We're beginning to understand the very nature of the void storm that drove us from Earth. That knowledge, it changes everything. Sarah studied the classified data scrolling across her screen. You think you can replicate it? Control it? Not exactly, Elena replied. But we understand it now. The void storm wasn't just a natural phenomenon. It was created, and whoever made it had technology far beyond anything the council races possess. The implications were staggering. Sarah turned to the window, looking out at Novaterra's twin moons. So we have a choice. Submit to Vex Theory control and lose our independence, or risk open conflict while we pursue this new discovery. The council session begins in 6 hours. Ambassador Lai reminded them. We need a decision. Sarah squared her shoulders, remembering the promise she made 2 centuries ago as Earth vanished behind them. Prepare our diplomatic response. We'll attend their session, but we're not going to submit. Humanity didn't cross 2 million light years to become anyone's vassals. And if they don't accept that, Rivera asked, then we show them why trying to cage humanity is a mistake. Sarah activated the secure fleet-wide communication channel. All colonies, initiate Protocol Prometheus. If the Vex Theory want to see what humans are capable of, we'll give them a demonstration they won't forget. Throughout human space, hidden quantum transmitters activated. Ships that had been waiting in dimensional pocket space emerged. And in secret laboratories across 27 worlds, projects that had been carefully concealed from council observers went into full production. They think they know what we're capable of, Sarah said to her advisors. They've seen our colonies, our ships, our technology, but they haven't seen our greatest strength yet. And what's that? Ambassador Lai asked. Sarah smiled grimly. When humans are backed into a corner, we don't just fight back. We change the rules of the game entirely. Send word to all colonies. Operation Lazarus is now active. It's time to show the galaxy why humanity survived when our world was lost. As her orders spread across human space, Sarah thought about the billions of lives depending on her decisions. They had fled one apocalypse only to face another. But this time, humanity wasn't running. This time, they were ready to stand their ground and show the galaxy exactly what they were capable of. The storm was rising, and at its heart, humanity was about to prove once again why they had survived when everything was against them. Breaking point. The Vex Theory strike came at dawn, their warships emerging from quantum space in perfect attack formation. But the human colonies weren't there to greet them. Where 27 thriving worlds should have been, the Vex Theory fleet found only empty space and quiet stars. High Commander Zextal of the Vex Theory Expeditionary Force stared at the sensor readings in disbelief. Impossible. An entire civilization doesn't just vanish. Find them. But Sarah Chen and humanity were already executing the next phase of Operation Lazarus. Deep within artificial pocket dimensions created by their advanced quantum drive technology, the entire human civilization had slipped between the cracks of reality itself. All colonies report successful transition, Admiral Rivera announced from the bridge of the HS Prometheus. The quantum fold is stable. We can maintain this state indefinitely. Sarah nodded, watching through specialized sensors as the Vex Theory fleet scattered across their former territory, searching in vain. Begin Phase 2. Let's show them why humanity's survival instinct makes us so dangerous. Across the outer rim, hidden quantum transmitters activated in sequence. The devices, planted years ago in preparation for this moment, began to emit specific frequencies that interfered with the Vex Theory ship's navigation systems. The alien fleet's perfect formation began to crumble. They're realizing it's a trap, Dr. Santos reported, monitoring the quantum interference patterns. But they can't leave. The quantum field is disrupting their drive systems. Sarah opened a channel to all human ships. This is Governor Chen. Operation Lazarus Phase 3 is authorized. Remember your training. Today we prove that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our ability to unite and overcome impossible odds. The human fleet emerged from quantum space, but not as the Vex Theory expected. Instead of appearing in traditional battle formation, human ships phased into reality at seemingly random points throughout the enemy fleet. The quantum drive technology that had saved them from Earth's destruction had been perfected into a weapon of unprecedented precision. By the first ones, a Vex Theory commander transmitted, his message intercepted by human intelligence systems. Their ships are appearing inside our formation shields. They'd weaponized quantum tunneling itself. The battle that followed would be remembered for centuries in galactic history. Human vessels, smaller but infinitely more maneuverable, danced between the massive Vex Theory warships. Each human ship could phase in and out of normal space at will, making traditional targeting systems useless. They're trying to adapt, Admiral Rivera reported, switching to contingency protocols. But the Vex Theory couldn't adapt quickly enough. Humanity had spent 5 years preparing for this moment, developing technologies and tactics that defied conventional warfare. The quantum neural network allowed human ships to coordinate with perfect precision, their movements choreographed across dimensional barriers. Message from the Galactic Council, Ambassador Lai announced. They're demanding we cease hostilities immediately. Sarah watched as another Vex Theory battlecruiser found itself disabled by precisely targeted quantum interference. Send them the evidence package. Show them exactly why we were forced to take these actions. The package contained proof of Vex Theory plans to subjugate human colonies, along with detailed records of their violations of Council law. But more importantly, it contained something else. The truth about the void storm that had driven humanity from Earth. The Council is responding, Lai reported, surprise evident in his voice. They're ordering the Vex Theory to stand down. Multiple Council species are dispatching observers. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The Vex Theory didn't just underestimate our technology. They underestimated our intelligence networks. We knew they were behind the void storm all along. An experiment in quantum weapons that got out of control. They thought forcing us from Earth would keep their secrets safe. And now the truth is out, Rivera said, watching as the Vex Theory fleet began powering down weapons, along with proof of everything else they've been hiding from the Council. Sarah opened a channel to the Vex Theory command ship. High Commander Zextal, your fleet is disabled, your secrets are exposed, and the Council has withdrawn their support. I suggest you consider your next actions very carefully. The response came after a long pause. The Vex Theory Empire requests terms for cessation of hostilities. Terms are simple, Sarah replied. Full withdrawal from human space, reparations for Earth, and complete disclosure to the Council about your quantum weapons program. In return, we share our quantum drive innovations with all Council races, creating balance in the galaxy. As the Vex Theory fleet began its withdrawal, Sarah turned to her advisors. Humanity just proved we can defend ourselves against any threat. But our real victory isn't military. It's proving we can outsmart those who tried to destroy us. Dr. Santos approached with new data on her tablet. Governor, the quantum readings we gathered during the battle, they confirm our theories. We can use this technology to do more than just fight. We might be able to go home. Sarah looked at the streams of data, hope rising in her chest. The same quantum technology that had saved them, that had just won them their freedom, might finally give them a way to reclaim Earth. Send word to all colonies, she ordered. Operation Lazarus was just the beginning. Project Phoenix is now active. It's time for humanity to take back what was stolen from us. The stars seemed to shine brighter as humanity emerged from their quantum refuge. No longer refugees, but a power that had earned its place in the galaxy. The breaking point had come and gone, and humanity had emerged stronger than ever. The journey home. 250 years after humanity fled Earth, the combined fleet of human and allied ships dropped out of quantum space at the edge of the Milky Way. Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the HSS Phoenix, her eyes fixed on the holographic display showing their home galaxy. Quantum sensors detecting residual void storm energy, Dr. Santos reported, her fingers dancing across the advanced interface. The signature matches our predictions. Earth is still there, just displaced. The truth about the void storm had led to this moment. It hadn't destroyed Earth. It had shifted the planet into a pocket dimension, a quantum prison created by Vex Theory weapons technology. Now, armed with understanding gained from both their own advances and Vex Theory reparation data, humanity had returned to set things right. All ships report ready, Admiral Rivera announced. The quantum neural network is operating at peak efficiency. The Orcs and Kilari support fleets are in position. Sarah nodded, feeling the weight of history on her shoulders. Begin the sequence. Project Phoenix is go. Throughout the fleet, newly developed quantum resonators powered up. The technology represented everything humanity had learned in their time among the stars. A perfect fusion of their own innovation with knowledge gained from their allies and enemies alike. Establishing quantum field, Dr. Santos called out. Beginning dimensional scan. There. I'm detecting a pocket universe exactly where Earth should be. The void storm didn't destroy our world. It's been preserved in quantum stasis all this time. Sarah opened a channel to the fleet. This is Governor Chen. For 2.5 centuries, we've carried the dream of Earth with us across the stars. We've built new homes, forged alliances, and proven ourselves among the galaxies. But we never forgot where we came from. Today, we bring Earth back. The quantum resonators reached full power, their energy synchronized across thousands of ships. The space before them began to ripple as reality itself responded to their technology. Dimensional barrier weakening, Santos reported. The pocket universe is becoming visible to normal space. My God, it's beautiful. Through the quantum distortion appeared a familiar blue marble, preserved exactly as it had been the day humanity fled. The void storm still swirled around it, but now they could see it for what it really was, a quantum cage meant to trap Earth for eternity. Deploy the quantum disruptors, Sarah ordered. Begin the extraction sequence. Ships moved into position, forming a perfect geometric pattern around Earth's pocket dimension. The technology they were about to use had never been attempted on this scale, but humanity had never been one to let impossible odds stop them. Disruptors active, Rivera reported. Beginning synchronized pulse in 3, 2, 1. Energy beams connected the ships, forming a lattice of pure quantum potential around Earth's prison. The void storm responded. its purple tendrils lashing out against the interference. The storm is fighting back, Santos warned. It's trying to maintain dimensional integrity. Increase power to the quantum field, Sarah commanded. We didn't come this far to fail now. All ships, channel everything you have into the disruptors. The battle between human technology and the void storm lit up space itself. Reality buckled and warped as two quantum forces fought for dominance. In the center of it all, Earth waited, unchanged by the centuries that had passed. Quantum field reaching critical resonance, Santos announced. The pocket dimension is collapsing. Wait, yes. Earth is phasing back into normal space. Through the viewport, Sarah watched as their home world emerged from its quantum prison. The void storm, its containment field disrupted by human technology, began to dissipate into harmless quantum particles. Send the probe, she ordered. Let's see what 250 years in stasis has done to our home. The data came back quickly. Earth was exactly as they had left it. Its atmosphere, its oceans, even its cities preserved in the moment the void storm had taken it. And incredibly, there were signs of life. We're detecting survivors, Santos said, her voice filled with wonder. The quantum stasis preserved everything, including the people who stayed behind. To them, no time has passed at all. Sarah felt tears in her eyes as she opened a channel to Earth's surface. This is Governor Sarah Chen of the Human Confederation to any Earth forces receiving. We've come home. The response came after a moment's delay. This is Earth Command. We're reading thousands of ships in orbit. The void storm, it's gone. How long? 250 years, Sarah replied. We found a way back. Earth is free, and humanity is ready to share everything we've learned among the stars. Cheers erupted across the bridge as the first shuttles began their descent to Earth's surface. Humanity had not only survived, they had returned stronger, wiser, and ready to unite their preserved past with their stellar future. Send word to the colonies, Sarah ordered. Earth is restored. And let our allies know. Humanity's story is no longer about exodus or survival. It's about bringing together the best of both worlds we know. As the sun rose over Earth for the first time in centuries, ships from across 2 galaxies descended through its atmosphere. Humanity had learned the greatest lesson any species could learn, that true strength comes not from technology or numbers, but from the unwavering determination to overcome any obstacle, to innovate beyond all expectations, and to never ever give up on finding a way home. The journey that had begun in desperation had ended in triumph. Humanity hadn't just survived, they had transformed the very galaxy that had once threatened to destroy them. And now, with Earth restored and their civilization spanning 2 galaxies, they were ready to write the next chapter in their remarkable story. In the end, humanity had proven something extraordinary, that their greatest strength wasn't their technology, their adaptability, or even their unity. It was their absolute refusal to accept defeat, their drive to turn setbacks into opportunities, and their ability to emerge from every challenge stronger than before. Earth was back, and humanity was unstoppable.